Okay, let's start putting all these things together. I gave you guys a lot of data on different types of pricing strategies. Now let's pull it together so that we can actually create, as business people, a go-to-market strategy, a pricing strategy. So I've mentioned tiered pricing. Tiered pricing is basically you're going to offer different prices so that you can basically cover all your bets, and being safe. So the first thing you want to be able to look is maybe have a product that is your premium price product. In other words, this is your high-end product and this is what you make the most margin on. Then you might have what they call a market-based product. Why? Because maybe you want to compete at the market level and don't want to lose any business. So you want to be able to have a product that's at market-based pricing. Then you might also have another product that is penetration pricing. In other words, you're really not going to make a lot of money on that product, but your objective here is to be able to gain market share. So basically, by putting three price strategies together, you can create a pricing list for your business or for your services. Again, what are the objectives here? Premium pricing is for what? High margin, low volume clients. In other words, you're not going to get a lot of people who's going to buy at this level, but the percentage that you do get to buy, one, will give you great margins, and number two, will become loyal customers down the road as you develop more premium products. Guess what? Those are the people that's going to want to get used and will get used at buying the products at that level, right? Market-based pricing is so that you're always going to have a price, right? You're going to have that product with that price that's going to be able to meet the market demands. So if you're talking to a customer and they say your price is too high, you're going to say, you know what? It's perfectly fine. We do actually have a second product. It doesn't have as much features and benefits like the premium one, but it's at the market-based price. I would like to be able to offer that product to you. And you're always going to have people. You're always going to have companies or corporations or people who wants to be able to load, to get that product. Now you have the low price people, right? That's if the buyer puts you down, beats you down, and they just really want that low price. So guess what you're going to have? You're going to have a product that's a stripped down to the basics and offer that in the penetration price. Again, the margins are not going to be that great, but maybe that this is a part of a larger strategy just to be able to get into that company, getting into that person. So, having that pricing is also always good, right? Now, tier pricing, this is such a great strategy. It's using all the different pricing strategies out there. It allows you to be able to cover all your bets, have different pricing levels, and you can actually hit all three markets, right? Now, one thing we didn't talk about is that you can actually sell at a low cost, right? That right there is really the trickiest part. If you are doing this, if you're really going at the lowest cost or below cost pricing, like we talked about in the previous video, you want to be careful because then again, short term you may get business, but in long term, you're really just going to hurt yourself because you're not making any money. The margins are not there, and maybe the demand won't be there as well to be able to stay in your business. So be very, very careful. My suggest is looking at a three-tier pricing strategy: your premium, your market-based, and also your penetration pricing. You'll be surprised that there's going to be a good amount of people who's willing to pay more and are not hesitant to do so. So if I would have to work on this, I would probably say that 10% of the people, of your customers, will pay premium pricing, 70% may be paying your market-based pricing, and maybe you'll have the 20% people right on the lower price possible, right? And just basically get the stripped down version of your product, your services. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. They may be buying it at the low level, but maybe over time we kind of shift them to a higher level. All right, are you guys getting the idea on this one? So before we move on to the next pricing strategy, I just want to be able to give you guys another explanation. Like for example, car companies, right? They have different level. They have their premium car packages, right? Those are the, fully loaded cars. They have, the leather seats, the nice, the real nice interiors, the upgraded engine. They have the nicer, fixings in the outside of the car, better rim packages. And so those are their premium type of services. Now they have their stripped down. So typically a middle tiered one, it will be the ones that don't have the navigation system. They may have just a regular, cloth bucket seats, may not have the extra trimming inside, but that's their, mid-range type of cars. But then they also may have their lower end cars, their product entrance cars, right? So sometimes what they'll do is, maybe if you can't have this premium car or the mid-size, type, the same model, but a little stripped down, maybe you actually want, one of our lower model cars, right? So a lot of car companies use this aspect just to try to get people in the door. There's a lot of different strategies on how you can actually use the multiple different tier pricing structure. But from what we see, having a tier pricing structure is probably the most important thing you need to actually create. Also, think about this, right? When you purchase something, there's this thing, what they call the power of threes. If you purchased a phone plan in the past, they're going to give you three different pricing structures. They're going to say, hey, you know what? This is the platinum, this is the gold, and then this is the silver package. You start seeing a lot of that. By being able to give our clients, our customers, three options, it's better than just giving them one price option, right? It's a lot harder for them to make that decision when there's that only one decision that they need to be able to make. But if there's multiple choices, it allows them to be able to say, you know what, at least I made the decision on what product I actually wanted at the price that I wanted to purchase it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next video.